Reverend Lynn McKinnon, and you're watching Cooking with the Clergy, where I get to share two of my passions, Jesus and food. Today, we're going to start with something quite simple, a fruit dip for fresh fruits, and great to do this time of year. It only takes three types of ingredients. We have 2 tablespoons of frozen orange concentrate, 1 block of cream cheese that's been softened, and 198 grams or 7 ounces of marshmallow topping. First thing we're going to do is put the marshmallow topping into a microwave safe bowl. We're going to be using the entire tub here. It's a little sticky. All right, that looks like about it. And we're going to microwave this for about 15 seconds just to soften it up. So this has been all microwaved and it's a little fluffier, a little less sticky. I'm going to add to that the 2 tablespoons of frozen orange juice concentrate and a block of softened cream cheese. Together, and we're just going to whip it. Oh, bless me. There, that's better. So you're going to want to whip that until it gets a nice smooth consistency, and then put it in the refrigerator for a little while, probably at least an hour to a few hours, just to get a nice cool texture and temperature and a nice smooth texture. So I'm going to continue beating this just for a little bit more. Off to the refrigerator. And now for a story. Today we're going to be looking at the tiny brown seed. And it looks like our cat Franklin is joining us. Anyway, it's a book actually that I wrote and was illustrated by my friend Jessie Barber. Once upon a time there was a tiny brown seed lying on the ground all alone. Every day the tiny brown seed would watch the children running and playing, the birds singing, and the people hurrying by, busily going about their day. One evening the seed looked up into the sky and saw the gentle light of the evening star. "Oh, beautiful star," whispered the tiny brown seed. "How I wish someone would notice me," he sighed. "I'm so little that nobody even sees me. I wish I knew what I'm supposed to be doing here." The evening star shone down on the tiny brown seed and said, "Take heart, little seed. The Creator has great plans for you, but you must be patient and have faith." The tiny brown seed held these words of hope in his heart and went to sleep. As the days passed, the sun shone on the tiny brown seed, and the winds blew, covering him with soft soil. The rains watered the seed, and soon he began to grow into a fresh green sprout. The little sprout stretched up through the soil into the bright sunlight and saw all of the wonderful things around him. Children were running and playing, birds were singing, and people were busily going about their day. One evening, the little green sprout looked up into the sky at the gentle light of the evening star. "Oh, beautiful star," whispered the little green sprout. "How I wish someone would notice me," he sighed. "I want to know what my purpose is here in this world. I want to know what great things I'm going to do. I want to be remembered." The wise star smiled as she shone down on the little green sprout and said, "Take heart, little sprout. Remember that the Creator has great plans for you, but you must be patient and have faith." The little green sprout remembered these words from when he was a seed, and he held them in his heart and went to sleep. The sun shone on the little green sprout, and the rains watered him, and the winds blew gentle breezes to keep him cool. Seasons passed, and the little green sprout grew into a small young tree. Each day the small young tree watched as the children ran and played. The birds sang, and people busily went about their day, but still no one noticed him. One evening the small young tree again looked up at the evening star and wondered about the Creator's plan for such a small tree as he. And again the star reminded him to take heart. "The Creator's time is not always our time, dear tree," she said. "All you must do is be patient and have faith." The small young tree held these words in his heart and went to sleep. The sun, rain, and wind continued to care for the small young tree as the seasons passed. Years went by, and the small young tree grew and grew and grew. Now he was big and strong. In the spring, soft pink blossoms bloomed on the tree, and the busy people would stop for just a moment to marvel at the tree's beauty. Birds built their nests in the tree's tall branches. Children climbed the tree and swung from his strong limbs. They ran around him, playing tag and hide and seek. As the summer came, the blossoms fell, and in their place were the sweetest, juiciest apples. Children and adults would reach up and pick an apple to eat as they rested from the hot afternoon sun under the shade of the big tree. And they all agreed the tree had the best apples they had ever tasted. One day a little girl was out for a walk with her daddy. She pleaded with him to let her pick her own apple, so Daddy lifted her up onto his shoulders, and she reached up to pick the biggest, reddest apple that the tree grew. She carried the apple all the way home in her tiny hands and took it to the kitchen for her daddy to cut up. When they cut it open, in the very heart of the apple was a star. And in that star was a tiny brown seed. To this day, when you cut open an apple, you will find a star guarding the tiny brown apple seeds, reminding all of us the same promise the star gave to the brown seed. Be patient and have faith. The Creator has great plans for you. The tiny brown seed. Here we have our own shiny red apple. And just to follow the story, we're going to cut it crossways through the center. Get some of the pulp out of the way. And it'll be a little tricky to see here, but bring it close and you can see the star in the center of the apple. Slice a bit. We've got our all ready to go fruit dip. And let's see how it's turned out. biscuit. Very simple. Something you can do with your own children, grandchildren. Very quick to make for a nice hot summer day treat. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.